Hi, Paul here. Welcome. Today I'd like to talk about the importance of mixing loud and why I do in fact mix loud. At the end of the day, when you're done with the mix and you turn it into a mastering engineer, they're going to bring the level up anywhere from 4 dB, 6 dB, or even more. And what's going to happen is your drums, which you love the punch of, the transients were in the right place, your balances, where everything was feeling great in your mix, your vocal delays and reverbs, everything's going to change. Your drums are going to come down and turn into oatmeal. Your vocal effects are going to be coming way up, so they're going to appear to be much wetter than what you intended. They're going to just be swimming in delays and reverb. All your transients are going to be gone, and your balances basically are going to be completely upside down. So this is what I do to ensure that that's not going to happen. I mix into a limiter. And what that limiter does is it allows me to deliver my mix at a commercial level where everything's going to feel right and there won't be any surprises. There's no guesswork because I've compensated for the drums to survive that limiter or clipper, whatever works for you, or both. And at the end of the day, if you were to shut those limiters off, let's say your mix is sounding great and it's loud, every bit as loud as you would want it to be commercially. If you shut that stuff off and listen to your mix, it's going to be unrecognizably wrong. Your snare drum is going to be 6, 7 dB too loud. Your vocal effects are going to be wrong. Your balances are going to be all wrong. So if you were to turn in a mix that sounded right to you that wasn't loud, how would it survive? It can't. And there are very few mastering engineers that could actually make your mix survive that stage without it being different or wrong. So use a lot of limiters, use a lot of clipping, use compression in a way throughout your mixing in your subgroups or however way you want to approach it, or even the last stage is really the most important place to make sure your mix is loud. And what you'll find is you will end up at the end of the day with something that is really awesome. And if you're struggling with this, you may want to just develop new techniques or lay out your mix and your matrixing of mixing, how you go into your grouping and subgrouping into your final stereo bus stage to make it happen. You may have to do some experimentation, you may have to do some woodshedding, but in the end result, you're going to be much, much happier with what you get. And what I tend to do is I'll do a loud and proud mix that's every bit as loud commercially as I'd ever want it. And I'll also deliver a mix to the mastering engineer that's maybe 2 dB or so lower in level. The level into the limiter I will bring down. I won't just bring the final crushed version down. I'll hit the limiter a little bit less hard by 2 dB. And that'll give a mastering engineer a little room to work. But if you find that the mastering engineer says, I really don't want to work this way, I need more room, take everything off your stereo bus, turn off the compressor, turn off the limiter, you might want to consider working with somebody else that understands what it is that you're trying to achieve. I don't feel the volume wars are going anywhere. And it's important that you sound as great as possible. If you look at the actual waveform at the end of your mix, that's loud that you're going to submit, it's going to be in waveform mode, but it's almost going to be like you're looking at block audio. It's crazy. It's going to look like a Polish sausage with tapers on each end with a tiny bit of peach fuzz. But the trick is to make that sound loud and dynamic and open. And if you do that with the limiter on, you're going to achieve that. You're going to be way happier. So this is just what works for me. Thanks for checking it out, and until the next time.